Dixie as our adventure begins in Montgomery, Alabama. Nestled on a bluff of the Alabama River, in the midst of rich farmland, we'll find Montgomery, better known as the hospitality center of the South. Among the many noted individuals who call this historic city home are F. Scott Fitzgerald, Hank Williams, and Nat King Cole. Situated on Dexter Avenue, we see the white domed Capitol building. Along this street moved the inaugural parade of Jefferson Davis when he took office as President of the Confederate States on February 10th, 1861. The Confederate White House was established here. Reminiscent of an era long past, these magnificent plantation mansions still remain, with their lavish landscapes and fertile farms. Homeland for the Alabama wild turkey. Our executive producer, Pete Shepley, arrives at the Southern Sportsman Hunting Lodge, where he meets our hosts, Jim Mason, Dave Lyons, and George Elijah.
What are you guys doing, sitting on the porch drinking iced tea?
Yeah, we're just cooling out. Pete, Dave Lyons.
Glad to meet you.
Jim Mason.
Pete Shepley.
George Elijah.
George, glad to meet you.
Jim
George
Mason.
Morris, glad to know you, Jim.
George Elijah.
George?
Dave Lyons.
Dave, glad to know you.
Y'all have a good trip down?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
A little jet lag, but we're glad to be here.
Yeah. Got some turkeys tied up?
Yeah, we got them ready.
Good.
Y'all
Good.
come on in, we'll drink some tea. It's good food, we're going to go for that.
We go out
Sounds good.
and try to roost a bird tonight?
Yeah, we'll try to root one this evening.
Good. Sounds good to me. Let's do
Get
it.
ready for in the morning.
Okay.
We can wait a little bit and get all your luggage in a minute.
Okay.
Good.
Sounds good.
Y'all come on in.
How long's this lodge been going?
We've hunted 2 deer seasons. This coming fall will be our 3rd year that we're hunting deer. And we're in our 3rd spring turkey season right now.
What kind of bow is that you shoot?
This is our Mach 2. It's an overdraw bow.
Is it a new one?
Yeah, it's been out about a year, but it's got some new goodies on it I've been playing with. But see the overdraw feature here. I shoot a 25.5-inch arrow.
Yeah, that's short.
Yeah, see, I'm a 30.5-inch draw, but I'm shooting a 25.5-inch arrow, so I'm saving 5 inches.
Do you use the short arrow just for turkey or deer?
No, everything.
Everything.
Yeah, this thing shoots about 260 feet per second, so it really gets down there.
It does
The shorter,
Yeah.
the shorter the arrow, the faster it is.
Yeah, I save on weight, plus you can go to a lighter weight arrow and get your stiffness back up, so to shoot a 70 pounds. See.
What kind of gun you shoot?
I'm shooting an Ithaca Mag 10.
Well, this thing's a cannon.
That looks like a cannon shot.
It is.
That's that Parkerized. You don't have to paint it up.
It sounded like a cannon.
It's a real, probably the heaviest, gun that you can buy for turkey hunting or goose hunting. It's an automatic, 3 shots. You can shoot all kinds of shells out of them, but
Yeah.
I just prefer, this particular gun, I sighted in out here, and I was using, Winchester Super X XX Magnum 4s. You can use 6s or 2s, but I just like 4s.
I like the 4s myself. Like Dave likes the 6s, but I like the 4s.
Yeah.
While waiting for the arrival of turkey calling champ Billy McCoy, Pete makes the acquaintance of another champion caller, Dick Kirby. Shortly thereafter, Kirby invites Pete to join him for an afternoon hunt. Soon, Pete and Jim have the opportunity to see Kirby's award-winning skills in action, as his call is answered by an eastern gobbler. Jim confirms the approximate location of the gobbler. As they carefully move toward their sharp-eyed quarry, Jim points out that there's an open field on the left, making a stalk impossible from that side. After a quick discussion, Jim decides to remain, and Pete and Kirby take the best route to conceal their progress. The ground is covered with dry leaves. It's difficult to walk quietly. A turkey's hearing is second only to his keen vision. Pete spots the turkey and carefully gets ready.
Dick, he's coming your way. He's going to be in front of you in just a minute. I can't get a shot. Go ahead and take him. Go ahead.
Watch his spurs.
Oh, is he nice. Man, is he a big one.
Watch his spurs.
Boy, went right across there. I couldn't get a shot. He come right to the call. Boy, is he pretty. Oh, man, is he nice. Nice beard. Really nice. Man, you had a direct hit on him.
Oh, man.
Oh, congratulations. Really good. Whew. I had to go find my bow. I couldn't believe I couldn't figure out what it was. I got so excited when you shot that thing. I just left it. What do you think that thing weighs, Dick? He feels good. I think he's going to be 20. Yeah. I think.
On their way back to the lodge, Pete learns that Kirby must leave the following day to conduct a calling seminar in Oklahoma City. Kirby would like to see Pete take a spring gobbler with a bow and invites Pete to join him on an Osceola turkey hunt he's planned 1 week later in Florida. Pete accepts.
That's a dead turkey.
You know, it's really important to bring a target with you when you're bow hunting because you transport your bow and you put it all back together, you put your sight on, something can get bumped, and it's really important to check it out. These hip targets really work out really good for that.
Pete, I see you pulling them out like that. How I would do it to pull it the other way? Would it mess up the fella?
No, it doesn't really. You can. Just pull them back through there. Go ahead, pull them through.
Mess them up a bit.
No.
See, that's something that target to stop that air fast is traveling.
Yeah, it's really real dense. I think it's an ethafoam or something like that, but it stops them really good.
It's not too thick either.
Now, the broadhead's a little bit tougher on it. It'll last forever shooting fuel points in it.
Well,
You can change the core, and that's what's really nice about this target is because, you know, I could have brought another core with me there and if you shoot it out, you can just put another one right in it. You haven't ruined it.
Well, Pete, like a turkey, we're going to be hunting. Now, you think the air will go all the way through the turkey? Or
Well, I hope not. That's one of the reasons I put these adder points on the back behind the broadhead. I'm shooting a three-bladed brute with the adder point on behind that. The idea of the broadhead doing the cutting and then this to kind of stop it and slow it down, make him take a little more shock and maybe keep the arrow in him a little longer. I understand this Billy McCoy can really call him.
Yeah, he just started working the professional calling thing in 1979. He won the national in '80, and just this last year he won the Alabama-Georgia Open. And
yeah, I read in one of the articles someplace that you run, I don't know, 8 or 10 state championships too.
It's 8 or 10 state championships. He's a real good caller.
Well, you haven't warned the turkeys about him, have you?
No, we didn't tell him.
we're trying to keep him kind of quiet. He's coming.
Yeah, if anybody can call him in, he will.
Yeah, maybe while he's here, he can teach me to use the calls some too. I've been wanting to learn how to do that. You learn the right guy.
No, we'd be glad to. He likes, he don't mind a bit showing you how to do it.
Yeah, nothing like learning from the best.
Swear.
Thank you, sir.
Don't tap that arrow with this.
While waiting for Billy's arrival, Pete demonstrates the effectiveness and accuracy of his hunting skills.
Well, that'd get the turkey right now. All we need is a caller.
Hey, there he is. Is that him?
There's Billy. Hello, Billy.
How you doing, Dave? Come out here practicing up.
Ready?
Oh, yeah. That's me. Good night, dog.
Hey, this is Billy McCoy.
Glad to meet you, Billy.
Pete.
These guys been bragging on you.
Well, I could probably get him in that close if you can hit him that close.
Have you
Can you hit him that close, Dave?
You got to call him in and make him stand still, though.
Just get him in that close.
I never have tried this with a bow hunter before, but we'll give him a shot at it.
Good.
He said he guarantees he'll put him up all in your lap. The rest gonna be up to you.
Pete, how far is that target right there?
That's right at 20 yards, Billy.
We get him in at 20 yards, you're going to be able to hit him at 20 yards.
Well, I'll try. I'll see what I can do here.
Okay.
I've hit it
Watch this.
a couple of times.
I believe he can hit him if we can get him back.
Mr. McCoy, the rest is left up to you.
But if dinner's ready, let's go get something to drink.
Let's do it. It's getting hot out here.
All right.
Getting hot.
Then you give him some calling.
After lunch, Billy and Pete break away from the rest of the group so Billy can show Pete some spring calling techniques. Pete has brought along a bag full of turkey calls, and he's anxious to learn how to use them.
We're trying to reverse nature here to start with. The hen normally will go to the gobbler when he gobbles. Okay, we're going out here and trying to reverse that. We're trying to get the gobbler to come to the hen. So we're at a disadvantage to start with.
Billy, I've heard that these turkeys are really hard to move on, and people tell me a lot more difficult than deer, and is that really true?
Pete, their eyesight and their hearing is just incredible. If you notice, even the carrying cases you have for your calls are camo cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Camouflage is a real important thing in turkey hunting. I would recommend camouflage shoes, pants, head net, gloves, and even camouflage your gun. I believe a turkey, if you were to get out there and get down in a stump hole a quarter of a mile from a turkey and yell, one time, I think he could walk over and look in that stump hole. That's how keen his hearing would be in locating you. And movement, it's just, I can't explain it, how great it is not to move until we get out in the woods and you just see the reaction of some of these turkeys. Their eyesight, I think, is just incredible. But we're going to be fully camouflaged, and when you do move, now you can move, but when you do move, if you'll do it just as slow as possible, or else if you let that turkey walk behind a tree and move then, a lot of times you'll get away with this.
Yeah. I know it's difficult always to get a perfect setup, but if we can get some big trees that I can use my screen blind and the big tree to, when they walk behind the tree, hopefully get my bow drawn back. That's what I'm going to be trying to do.
Okay, now one thing we may have to do on a bow hunt is set up just a little further from the turkey, and that way it's going to give us time to pick our spot.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a gun hunter, then if you're walking along and you hear a turkey, you can just sit down beside a tree in just about any position, and all you've got to do is move your trigger finger.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to be a little more careful with our setup.
Billy, I know there's a bunch of different sounds that a turkey makes. Maybe you can run through them, tell me what they all are, and run through them, and you know why they make them, and how we use each call to do it.
Okay, Pete. Well, we'll mainly deal with spring calls. There's friction calls. There's 3 different kind of calls, Pete. There's friction calls, there's air calls, and then there's tube calls.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a turkey hunter doesn't have to buy all these calls, but like turkey hunters, fishermen, deer hunters, when a new product comes on the market, most people are going to try it.
Yeah.
Pete, there's about 6 or 8 different calls that a hen will make in the spring of the year. And I'll just pretty quickly run through most of these, and then we'll start back over and try to explain each one of them and why they're used and how. we start off here with clucks. And go into yelp. Okay, now we've got cutting of an old hen or cutting of a hen turkey, and this can be done on different calls. I'm going to try to do most of these on the box call, and then we'll switch up some. This is a cackle. This is considered kind of a mating call of a hen turkey in the spring of the year. And it's simply a quick series of yelps. And you've got a purr of a hen turkey, and that's more or less a feeding call. And it's of course, a lost call of an old hen, that's 10, 12, maybe even 15 yelps, just trying to assemble a flock back together. That can be 10, 12, 15 yelps, just almost like she runs out of breath, you know, and she just quits. Now, I turn that box around backwards like that. It's just easier for me to use. Now, if it's easier for you to use the other way, then that's the way to go with it. The only thing you have to be careful with on a turkey call, any type turkey call, is your rhythm. Now, you can make mistakes because hen turkeys make mistakes. Try not to ever stop on a mistake. Just go on with your calling. Just keep your rhythm down. Why don't you pick up your box call here, and let's run back over and some of the basic calls, and probably the most widely used call and the easiest and has killed more turkeys than any other thing would be a simple cluck and a yelp on a box call. Pete, that sounded real good. You've either been practicing or just a natural turkey call, and a lot of people put too much pressure on a box call, and it doesn't take any pressure. You can just slide it over with one finger and get a sound out of it. And that's really all the pressure that it needs. You need to use more than one finger to get you control here. Try that one more time there. That's good. That would be all it would take for you to call in a turkey. Now, there is other calls we can get into, and I'll demonstrate them on different things here. They're a little more complicated. For instance, if a turkey were to hang up on you, we've got some...
What do you mean by hang up, Billy?
Well, for instance, if you can work him into about 60 yards, that's still out of gun range, and you being a bow hunter, I know you'd like to probably get him into what?
20 yards.
20 yards. So if a turkey hangs up at 40, a gun hunter can still kill him, but if you want to get him to 20 yards, then your job is doubly hard. So a good call to be using then would be a purr, and it's a real calm call to a turkey. It's a feeding call, and it just kind of relaxes them and takes away some of the tension, I guess, and they will ease on in a lot of times when they hang up. Pete, the easiest call to do the purr on probably is going to be a slate call or some type of friction call.
I think I've got one here.
Okay, the first thing you or anyone else, when they get to the woods and they set up, they should take and go over with some Scotch Guard or sandpaper and rough their call up. Rough this slate up. This has got a slate surface. Just rough it across with it.
Just a little spot?
No, all over the entire call. Okay. And I'll always remember, when you're running this call, try to come across the grain, across the way you've sanded.
Okay.
Okay, let's try this real lightly for a purr. That's real good. Now, I'll just real lightly, and that just... Turkeys do this almost continuously while they're feeding. Now, a lot of people don't listen for this sound because it's so quiet. But if a turkey hangs up, that's probably as good a call as you can make to bring him on in. Yeah, that's real good. Now, also, you can do your yeps on these slate calls. Just make like an oblong circle on that call. Okay, that's good, Pete. Now,
A little fast on this rhythm, maybe?
that may be just a little bit fast on the rhythm. If you could slow that down just a little bit. Okay, that's real good. Now, one thing that this has an advantage over a box call is you've got slate and plexiglass. Now, that'll work in damp weather, where the box calls have to be chalked. And if it's damp, they just won't perform as good. Okay, now we'll get into something that probably all bow hunters is going to be essential for them to use, and that's a mouth call. A mouth diaphragm, it just takes away all your movement. You don't have to use your hands. Okay, Pete, these calls take a little bit of practice and a little bit of getting used to. And as you're trimming the tape there, a lot of people are not comfortable with a lot of tape in their mouth. Now, especially people wearing dentures have some problems with it. So all you have to do is trim this call down. You can even cut all the tape off of it and still get a good sound out of it. It's just that it seems to be easier for people to use with tape on it and trim it to fit your mouth. Now, one thing you have to do is probably bend this call just a little bit to fit the palate of your mouth. All right. Once you get it up in your mouth, you let the front, if you've got a multi-reed call, you always put your short reed down. All right, and put the horseshoe, the open end, to the front part of your mouth.
Right.
All right. You put this up in the roof of your mouth and let it slide forward till it hits your teeth, and hold it with your tongue. Just slight tongue pressure. Okay. After you get
against the rubber part of it, or against the tape? Or against the whole thing with your tongue?
You try to hold, now this sounds complicated, but you try to hold the sides of this mouth call with your tongue and kind of let the center part be kind of loose if you can. Okay, you seal it off. Try to say the word chick. Okay, if you can hold it up there with your tongue and get chick out of there, then that's a sound, and then we're going to kind of refine that sound just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, let's try that. Okay, Pete, we're going to put it up here and say chick, and then I'm going to try to run that into a series and refine it a little bit for you and get into some a little more difficult calling.
Well, the first part sounded easy.
The first part probably is easier for a lot of people to do. And that's just a plain yep. The second part there was cutting of a hen turkey. And of course, a plain yep will call in many, many turkeys. Cutting is my favorite call to use in the spring. Why don't you try a series there of just yeps to start with?
Well, here goes. Too high?
Pete, that's real good to start with. Most people, this call will either tickle their mouth or gag them, and you're way ahead of the game just to begin with. That sounds real good. You just have to refine it a little more, and that's just going to take time and practice, you know. But I do think it's essential for a bow hunter to learn how to do that, because your hands will be free to draw your bow and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some easier calls to do all this on. We could spend all day running different type calls in different situations and when you would use them. Well, let's get to probably the easiest call on the market. If a guy just wanted to buy a call, practice for 5 minutes, be able to walk out in the woods, call up a turkey, probably the easiest call on the market to run would be an easy yepper, Pete. And I've got one of them here, and I see you've got one.
I think I do.
Let's pick this up and try it a little bit. Okay, you can take one finger and run this call. This is a spring-loaded call. It's a friction call, and it has to be chalked. And you just simply mash the button in. Try that. Okay, that's a feeding call or a purr of a hen turkey. Now gobblers also make this one. Normally you got your hens, they make this just about the entire time that they're feeding. It's a good call to work close. Now you can take one hand and also use this against your leg, which would be ideal for a gun hunter. Turkey. Now you can speed this up and get your cackle out of it.
It sounds pretty good.
Okay, run through that one time there. Okay, that's purrs, yips, and cackle of a hen turkey. That will kill just about any turkey in the woods if you're in the right place at the right time and he's in the right frame of mind. This call is, the only drawback it would have would be in damp weather. It's, like I say, it is a chalked call.
What do you mean by chalking it, Billy?
Okay, this call has a striking surface here. You see this blue chalk on it?
Yeah.
Okay, you would need to chalk this each morning when you go in the woods before you use it. And always, when you buy chalk, get a chalk that doesn't have oil in it. This is probably just a blue carpenter's chalk here. Okay, also your box call, Pete, you have to keep chalk. The same kind of chalk will work. Now you can use white chalk, blue chalk, whatever you have, as long as it doesn't have an oil base. Just simply chalk your call before you go into the woods to use it. It's good to have either a Kleenex or a piece of paper or something to hold this lid up off your box, because as you're walking, it'll squeak if you don't. A couple of other calls that you can take along with you that will help you out a lot. Early in the mornings, you try to get your gobbler to gobble as soon as possible while he's still on the roost and before day gets to breaking. That way you can move in and sit up before he has a chance to see you. An owl hooter is fine, Pete, and you can use it or a crow call. And the reason you'd use these are probably the first birds you'll hear in the morning. And if you'll use this to try to locate turkeys, then you have a lot better chance of sitting up close to them. Always sit up as close as you can without disturbing them. And then simply you sit up, give a tree call, and a tree call is 3 quiet yips, 2 to 3 just quiet yips, just to let him know that you're there, okay? If he responds to you, you would just be quiet until you hear him fly down. Now you can hear a gobbler's wings beat when he flies down, and also if you can't hear that, you can hear when he's gobbling in a tree, and then when he gobbles on the ground, it'll be so much different you'll know that he's on the ground. Then you would go into your clucks and yips. Okay, Pete, an owl hoot, to get a turkey to gobble early in the morning, I can only give you my opinion on that. It's kind of startles him. It's a loud sound, and you simply use an owl because he's probably the first bird that you're going to hear in the morning. Gobbler responds to that, I think, because it shows his dominance over that territory. Okay, now I owl hoot with my mouth. A lot of people can't, and owl hooters will work just as fine. If you ever get a real owl hooting, or if one's already there when you get into the area, then there's no sense of giving owl hooting. Okay, this is the way I would owl hoot early in the morning and try to make a turkey gobble.
Well, that sounds great.
Okay, also, which works just as good, a guy can buy a crow call. Now, people also do this with their mouth. I'm not too good at crow calling, so I bought me a crow caller. And this is the way I try it.
And they'll respond to the crow call too?
They'll respond to the crow call. They'll respond to any loud noise early in the morning. You can even slam your car door sometimes and the turkey will respond to it. The reason you would use an owl hooter or a crow call, it's a natural sound that they're not going to be frightened of. You could get out in the woods and scream and probably make a turkey gobble, but still that might disturb him just a little bit, knowing that you're there. Okay, Pete, the last thing I want to talk about on turkey hunt would be hunter safety. If a turkey hunter will wait until he can identify a hen turkey from a gobbler, from the male turkey, then more than likely there won't be a hunting accident. Too many people today shoot at sounds. They shoot at moving in the bushes. They'll shoot at a hen turkey sound. So if we'll just wait until they're close enough and we can identify the male turkey from the female turkey, then we'll cut down a lot of hunting accidents. The only other thing I can tell you that I would put in my call bag to use would be a compass, because when you're hunting down south here in these swamps, there's no ridges, and if it's a foggy morning or if you're trying to roost late at night and you don't have any stars out, then a compass is essential.
That'll save you a long walk, huh?
That'll save you maybe a night sleep in the woods. Another thing would be mosquito repellent. We have a lot of mosquitoes down here.
Yeah.
All we need now is a few breaks and a little luck. And if the weather holds.
Yeah. Come a couple of the Alabama conservation officers. Let's see what they've got to say about the
we might get
turkey hunting.
Information on where some good turkeys are.
That's right. They might have a couple tied up for us. Hi, Pete Shepley.
Rusty Morrow.
Rusty?
Keith Mickle.
Keith, glad to meet you.
Billy McCoy, Rusty.
Billy.
Hey, Billy, how you doing?
How you doing, Keith?
How's the turkey hunt down here this year?
Our biologists have told us that our turkey population is on the rise and is doing real well, especially in this county and this part of the state.
How long does your season last down here?
It's usually around 45 days.
Is it?
What we're near the end now, and about 45 days is usually what it runs.
Good.
Undoubtedly, we must have a lot of turkeys here to harvest.
Well, we do. With the increase in the population of both our turkeys and deer, they've been able to extend both seasons and the limits on each. So it's beneficial to both the hunter and the game populations for us to be able to harvest more animals.
Keith, what do you think the reason is for the big increase in the deer and the turkey population?
The habitat has changed a great deal, but one of the things that has helped a great deal is due to the funding that we've received from the sale of hunting licenses and also a tax that is placed and levied against hunting and fishing equipment. These are the only funds that the state receives for the purpose of running the conservation department. And, that's how we're paid and how management areas are kept up, and it benefits, once again, it benefits the game and the hunters.
Hey, we're going to go ahead and get our camouflage on. We're going to pick up our calls here and have a glass of iced tea. Why don't you come in and join us? And we're going to head out and see if we can't roost a bird tonight.
All right, sounds good.
Great.
Good luck with the bow.
Going to need it.
Later that afternoon, Billy's skillful calling gets a response from an amorous gobbler. And Pete sets up his blind while Billy prepares to lure the turkey in their direction.
Billy, I think this setup's going to work really good here. Let's pull him around the corner a little bit here, but...
One thing, our advantage, we got a ditch on both sides.
Yeah.
The only way he's got to come in is straight in front of him.
Yeah, I got a good tree here to block my draw, so
okay.
I think it's going to be good.
All right, I'm going to move off back behind you.
Okay.
Call back here.
Pull him in. I'm ready.
Good luck, partner.
on it, Billy. The sound gun moved just as I shot. Boy, I had a good shot. It was a perfect setup. He walked behind this tree, and I drew back and had him right there.
You don't think you hit him at all?
25 yards. I don't think so. Let's go look for that arrow. I'm just...
I saw him fly across the ditch. We go out here and look.
Yeah, he flew right through that opening over there. Let's go take a look at that arrow. I'm sure I did. I'm just sure I did. He was just moving all the time on me. Boy, that one had a paintbrush for a beard, Billy. Oh, man, he was good. And right in here. 25 yards. Yeah, right in here.
Feathers or something like that.
Yeah, it'd be something. There's nothing on it. I just know I missed him because he just moved. He was turning around just as I shot. He was just starting to get real leery about it. He turned back and faced me, and it looked like he was standing still as I shot, but he really was facing going past me. You'll probably get to set up in this point over here. I don't think you'll ever get that bird across that ditch, would you?
No, you don't really want to start across the ditch. You should come right to this point.
Yeah. This looks good in here, I think.
Set up real quick.
Let's do it.
Pete, those birds have already gobbled over here on this point. Across the field, so let's try to set the blind up right here. Just one of these trees are working close.
I got some big trees in here. Be some good blockage for me.
Okay, you're going to have to pick your best spot where you can shoot.
This looks really good in here, Billy.
Okay.
I'm going to sit up right here because I got these big trees in front of me so I can get drawn back on them.
Okay,
They're going to come straight across that field, I think, aren't they?
Sure, I'm going to get back over here and try to call from this area, and they should work.
Come right past me here.
Hopefully right in here.
Yeah.
You got some trees to...
Yeah, I need those trees. Oh, this looks good. I think it's a real
Once you
good...
set the blind up,
Yeah, I'll get it here.
What kind of angle you have.
Go ahead, get set up. I can get it. We got enough.
I'm going to go ahead and move that behind. Let me know.
Yeah.
Anxious to try his newly learned skills, Pete gets his calls ready. While Billy is calling, Pete uses a rangefinder to establish several reference points.
21 yards. 35. That's push up there. 27. One more spot. God, that's 30. I see 4 of them out there. Maybe that big one's coming behind the tree. I can't tell. Trot back on 5 of them son of a guns. Exciting now.
Let's look at that again, but this time in slow motion. The old gobbler was already running as Pete shot, but as you can see, the arrow finds its mark just before the turkey takes flight.
Billy, come here. You see him fly?
I couldn't see where I was at, Pete. I sounded like
I'm sure I hit that long. Did you hear the sound? Sound like it?
Yeah, it sounded like it hit him.
Yeah, I'm sure the arrow was sticking right out of his back when he took off. He took off and flew right up through there, and he dropped right by those trees, just right over there.
Okay. We should give him probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, look.
Yeah, I had to wait for it. Boy, it worked out perfect with these two big trees I've got here, though.
Did you get a shot at the longbeard? Or?
Yeah, I shot the longbird. Yeah, the other three were Jake's, and before, God dang, I don't know how many there were. I had that one Jake standing right over here. He's right in front of you. Couldn't have been 15 yards in front of you. Had the rest of them come in behind the tree. I don't know why he split off from them. They come in behind the tree here and let me get drawn back. It was really just perfect. But the Jakes come out one at a time and found the old gobbler, and he was the last one. I had to wait on him.
Was he still, or did the Jake spook?
No, this Jake over here, I'm pretty sure alerted him, because these guys didn't see me draw back. I'm sure this guy alerted him. And he took a few steps and started taking off, and he ran straight away from me. He was just kind of running straight away, not real fast, but kind of. So I put it right on him, and I just drilled him right then. He took off flying. I could see the arrow sticking out of his back. And if he got up there about, 30 yards or more, you can see his legs drop down, so.
He's got to be hit bad then.
Yeah, I'm sure.
When they fly, they keep your legs up.
Yeah.
I couldn't see anything more. I just stayed down and called.
Yeah, man, you pulled him right in, though.
Oh, great.
That was good.
They were really cutting
This trees here was just right this time. Yeah, boy, that guy was gobbling a lot, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. We'll give him a few minutes, and we'll go out there. He should be there. There's no way that turkey should have got away.
Yeah, that's going to be just right.
Oh, good. Good. This will be great.
Excited over the prospect of harvesting this elusive eastern gobbler, tension is building, and the thought of waiting 10 minutes seems like an eternity. Pete and Billy used some of this time by pacing off the distance to where Pete shot the turkey, and estimated to be approximately 42 yards. Next, they walk over the area where the gobbler became airborne to reconfirm their belief that Pete had actually hit him.
Let's look around here for a second. I don't see. It's got to be right in here. I'm just sure there's a lot of flopping, when you take out, they're flying like that, it's hard to see it, but I'm sure that I hit him right in the middle of the back.
Well, there's so many birds.
Yeah.
A lot of confusion.
Let's head on over there where I saw him go down there, Billy.
Okay,
it's only about 100 yards from here.
Okay, I couldn't see him at all, so I'll just... You go to where you think he landed?
Yeah, he's right over here. They flew right back towards where they roosted last night here. There's two trees right over there. I think that's right where he went down. It's been about a half an hour, and light kind of changes, but...
Okay, that's in the direction you were shooting.
Boy, that was exciting. That's incredible.
I never thought that we were roosting out here in this open of the field.
Yeah, I think we're lucky to find them there last night.
Oh, they worked good. Didn't have any hands work.
Yeah. Well, those Jakes, though, Jakes, I thought they were going to mess it all up. Those guys get really inquisitive, and the old gobbler was staying behind him, and he was all wet, and his beard was all wet, and you couldn't see it. And he was kind of stuck to the front of him, and so I couldn't tell if he had much of a beard on him. But should be right over here in these trees, Billy. I saw him go down right by this tree over here. I'm sure of it.
You don't think he went down?
No, I don't think so. It's spread out in here, Billy. I'm sure it's right in this area here somewhere. Billy, looks like it over here. Look it, right there. No. Ha-ha.
Super.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Partner.
Oh, man, that's great.
Oh, he's a good adult, too.
Yeah. Any beard on him? Yeah.
Looks like he's probably been fighting a lot.
This bird should have a real thick beard because he's got good spurs.
He does have good spurs, doesn't he? How old do you think he is, Billy?
Well, judging from these spurs, that's a good inch spur, and it's beginning to get real sharp on the end. He's probably going to be 2.5, 3-year-old bird. And this one's, even the ends broke off
a little bit.
Yeah, he's been fighting a lot.
Well, he was giving one of those jakes out there the what for when they were coming in.
This has got to be his territory. He's established his dominance here.
Yeah.
He's a good bird, Pete.
Yeah, pretty. Beautiful. Just beautiful.
He'll look a long time. He's a good bird. Any bird would be good with a boat. This is an exceptionally good one.
Yeah, I'm tickled to death. He got his wingtips there.
Yeah, he's been strutting a lot. See how they wear him down?
Yeah. Well, he strutted a lot coming in. Yeah. He was really doing it.
I wish I could have seen it all. They've got so good eyesight, I couldn't dare move.
Well, Billy, that arrow, using that adder point on there to slow it down, he used that 3-blade brute and backed it up behind it with that adder point to...
Is that what kept it from going all the way through?
Yeah, yeah.
And it had to turn a hole in. I don't see how the bird ever made it this far.
Yeah. Hey, well, it looked like probably almost 200 yards, I guess. I knew he went down over. I could see him. He wasn't flying real good there when we get towards the end, so... Yeah, that arrow did a good job.
He's a beautiful bird. Are you going to have him mounted now?
You bet.
Oh, good.
You bet. Well, Billy, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some breakfast.
Well, I sure am, too. We get back to the sportsman. We're going to chow down. I guess you go to Florida next for the Osceola?
Yeah, next week.
3 more to go, and you got the Grand Slam.
Yeah. I think we got the hard one, though. Thanks to you.
This probably is the hardest. I wish I could go with you on the other trip.
Oh, man, so do I.
Two eastern gobblers have met their match as our Alabama hunt comes to a close. Pete and Billy head back to the Southern Sportsman Lodge, where Pete will bid farewell to his newfound friends and prepare for his trip to Florida, where he's to meet up with Dick Kirby for our next adventure.
Well, finally made it. What do you think?
Hey, I'm ready to shoot a turkey.
Well, I'll tell you, tomorrow, if you're talking with the guys around here, turkeys are starting to gobble. Looks good.
These Osceola turkeys we're going to hunt here, are they tougher or easier, about the same, or what?
These, if you look at the bird himself, I think all birds are the same. All the gobblers are the same. During the spring, they only have 60 days roughly to mate, and you call them, they're going to come in. I think if you look at this bird, it's such a small area that the bird lives in. You're limited as to the accessibility to him. He's a slighter bird, but no smarter than any of the rest.
From what I've read, Dick, that turkey's eyesight and hearing is about 10 times better than a human, so...
Well, I don't know what turkey got interviewed on that, but I'll tell you one thing. That's a real good comparison. I think that a turkey's ability to see, resolve what he sees, and react to it, he can probably do it about 10 times better than a human. And I'd say their hearing is probably 3 to 4 times better than ours. You know, Pete, by the way, I was talking to a couple of fellows around here, and they were talking about the turkeys locally. And come on in. Hi, Garrett. Come on over.
Oh, Mr. Kirby, how you doing?
Pretty good. Long time no see. Come on over. I want you to meet somebody. Gary Colson, I'd like to meet Pete Shepley.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Have a seat. Hey, can I get you something to drink?
No, thank you. I just finished one.
You sure? Okay.
Gary, you got a pretty good population of Osceola turkeys in this area?
Yes, sir. We had a good hatch-off last spring. It was dry. We didn't have a real bad water problem, and had a good hatch-off. I've been seeing a lot of young turkeys through the year since I've seen you last.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's plenty of birds here. It's just a case of getting them to come into your blinds and giving you a shot with that boat.
Gary, it sounds like you guys have had some pretty good programs going here to increase the populations of the turkeys.
Yes, sir. The Game Commission's got some good programs going right now, and I think one of the major things that's helped the turkey population as well as the other wildlife and freshwater aquatic life in the state is the public awareness. People seem to have a changing attitude.
These programs are really pretty expensive. Where's the money coming from to support this?
From the hunters and the fishermen. The sportsmen, they're the ones that really took the heavy load on the finances for our department as far as game management, game research, and fish research, law enforcement, which I'm in, and they support their own sport. The big loads on them through the sale of hunting and fishing license, permit fees that is put on them by our office, and also through the sale of sporting goods such as bows and your turkey calls and stuff. The taxes that they pay on all of the sporting goods, a part of that money comes back to the states for the research of wildlife and freshwater aquatic life.
After receiving some helpful information from a local game officer, Pete, Kirby, and a friend set out the following day to build a well-camouflaged blind.
I can see both at the same time there. You get too far over that, I have to move to get a shot. Right about here? No, I'd rather have it a little closer that way. Yeah. That's good.
In Florida, it's legal to use decoys while hunting turkeys, and Kirby elects to place 2 hen decoys near our blind. It's not legal to use decoys in all states, so be sure to review the rules and regulations that apply to the state where you plan to hunt.
Hey, Dick, what are the chances of turkey jumping the string on one of these bows? 25, 30 yards, 20 yards?
It's possible, Pete. Their reflexes considered to be about 10 times better than human. You can see about 10 times better. They got phenomenal vision. They can see 270 degrees peripheral vision. And just as their eyesight is so much better, they have that uncanny ability to just, man, they can come right off that ground. The other thing you gotta be real careful of is movement, even behind us with these little holes in here.
Yeah.
These turkeys will see you move. Well, I tell you, they see you move, it's all over.
That's the problem I got with this bow. I have to move a lot in comparison to, shooting a shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll do it as slow as I can. This bow is pretty fast, so.
I think once you get her back behind as much cover as you can, and then just slide to one of the openings.
Right.
Let her go.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing. I think it'll work okay. These decoys ought to help a lot, shouldn't they, with trying to get one with a bow?
Yeah, I tell you. if there's an adult gobbler out there and he's ready, you come right up to one of these decoys and he might even knock it over. But that's what we need. Pull it right in close.
Dick, when we're hunting over decoys like this, what kind of call do you like to use? Does it make a difference?
Well, Pete, these decoys are mostly decoys look like they're feeding, and you can use any type of a call. You want to, first of all, you want to get the gobbler in the area to know you're here, so you might want to cut or cackle to him, and then maybe to lure him in close, you want to cluck and purr. But you might want to take we'll just do like some cotton. You never want to call too loud right off the bat because the gobbler might be close. But yeah, you just want to call, let the gobbler know, let him get to see the decoy, especially for the bow and arrow. This is totally different than what I normally do with a gun. You could just use anything. But then when you get him in and he sees a decoy and you want to keep him coming, just cluck and purr. Just gives a confidence feeling to the birds.
Although the weatherman has predicted rain, this doesn't dampen the determination of our hunters, and they're in their blind at daylight the following morning. Also, unruffled by the rain, these two jakes respond to Kirby's call and make their way toward the decoys.
They come, Pete. Keep an eye on them.
Let's take another look. Once again, the turkey detects Pete's movement before he shoots and begins to retreat. But Pete is able to connect with a well-placed shot. Pete has found the arrow, and upon examination determines that it has passed through the turkey.
It has to make a heck of a hole.
Let's go. Come on, mate.
Want to go look?
Let's angle down that way. Let's get everything angled down.
Looks like some downy stuff on there, huh?
That's breast feather. Definitely breast feathers. These are all breast feathers. Every one of them. And they're deep breast feathers, which means you hit them in here someplace. Right about.
Just to the left of this other tree right here. The big one there.
You hit them hard.
Yeah, it looked good.
You can't go too far.
Yeah, it looked like it hit him pretty good. I'll be right in here someplace, Dick. Really crashed in here. Oh, that's great.
The arrow does its job and the turkey didn't get far. Pete and Kirby have no difficulty in locating him. Congratulations are in order. But our hunt is not over yet, as only a short time later, Kirby has another gobbler answering his call. The turkey is nearby, and they grab for their face nets and quickly get ready.
Down. Okay. He's down.
Oh, man, oh, man.
Ooh, look at that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, man. Now you can see why it was supposed to be the American bird. Red, white, and blue. See the white cap? Blue and the red.
As Pete and Kirby make their way back with their prize birds, they're already planning a sumptuous wild turkey dinner. And what better way to celebrate the end of a hunt? By the way, thanks for joining us on our hunt for America's wild turkey. Be sure to watch for other exciting video presentations as Pete Shepley continues his great hunting adventure series.
PSE Adventures in Video takes you hunting worldwide. Travel to Alaska to hunt the massive grizzly. Or over to the animal-rich bushland of Africa. Take a trip south to hunt the elusive wild turkey. Or how about the Rocky Mountains in search of the majestic elk? You can even learn to set up your own bow for hunting or target shooting. All of these exciting videotapes are available now from PSE. Take an adventure to America's last frontier. Hunt with Precision Shooting Equipment's president, Pete Shepley, as he travels Alaska and the Yukon Territory in search of North America's most dangerous game, the grizzly. You'll be involved in the strategy of the hunt.
Well, we're gonna hit the coast, that-a-way. Lots of bad weather down there, but there's supposed to be a lot of big bears. It's about 100 miles south of here.
And you'll learn how to prepare for a grizzly hunt.
Well, I've been running sprints, you know, and 100-yard dashes. I figure the bear will get the last guy in line. So if you can't beat me, you're in trouble.
I don't know. I'm pretty fast.
You'll experience areas only accessible by bush plane or river raft. Experience the excitement of stalking the big bears at dangerously close range.
Let's see if we can work our way over that way. Let's go around to the left side and keep that wind right. Paul, there he is. There he is, right behind that spruce tree, just next to that far bunch of alders. Here he comes, here he. Don't anybody move.
Also, you'll get involved on the stalk of a black bear on the coastal plains near Alaska's scenic Bering Glacier. Join Pete Shepley and Don Castrop as they journey to Zimbabwe, South Africa.